Hello there. I am going to make a quick video of all of the camping gear that I use. Um, there's a lot of it here. This is pretty much for two people to be able to go several days. Doesn't really include food or water. Um, but yeah, I'll start going through everything and kind of give you some information about this stuff. Price and weight, if I remember it. But yeah, so if I forget anything, sorry. I'll do my best. There's a lot of stuff here. Um, let's see. Let's just start with the big stuff. So let's do. This is my tent. It's called a Marmot Ajax 3. I keep the poles separate from the tent body, and actually, this tent body could squish down quite a bit more if you were to get a compression sack for it. I don't really think I need it. I don't want to spend the money on it either. I do strap the poles to the outside of my backpack, so it does free up room on the inside of my backpack. I made my own footprint for the tent out of Tyvek. It's waterproof and extremely lightweight, and it was a lot cheaper than buying a footprint that was, designed for this tent. And after I get done showing you all this stuff, I'll load it in my backpack so you can see what it looks like. So yeah, there's my tent. I think it weighs around 7 pounds the way it's set up. This thing probably doesn't even weigh a pound. Cool thing about this is that I cut it to include one of the vestibules so that I can leave my pack outside of the tent, and my pack won't be sitting directly on the ground then. It actually works pretty well. To cutting your own for doing that. I think I paid $20 for this sheet. Normal footprints are like 40, but it does keep the bottom of your tent a lot cleaner and protects it from like sticks and stuff. Alright, so moving on from that, this is the sleeping bag that I use. Here it is all opened up. It's Mountain Hardwear Ultra Lamina. It's a synthetic 15-degree bag. It is warm for summer. Most of the time I have to sleep on top of it just because it's really warm. But for fall and spring, it's pretty ideal. I've used it in my hammocks camping. I got down to about 50 degrees and I did not have a pad underneath me. And it kept me warm enough, but Sarah was a little cold. So yeah. But anyway, so that's that. This is it all compressed up. It's fairly small. I think want to say it's around 2.5 pounds. It's small for a lot of synthetic sleeping bags. You can get smaller, but you're gonna pay towards anywhere from $300 to $500. This was $150 I paid for on Sierra Trading Post. Normally they're I think around $260 or $270 a piece, but I got them clearance last year model, so that worked out really well. Well worth it though. I like the synthetic over the down bags just because of they tend to, if they get wet, they'll still keep you warm. Where down will just it'll lose a lot of its insulating properties if it gets wet. So that's why I chose synthetic, and it's worked out well for me so far. It hasn't ever gotten wet on me. My tent seals up pretty well. And I did sleep in the rain once with it, and tent kept me completely dry. Alright, and it's around sleeping stuff. I like to bring these cheapo pillows I got. They're really small. They can press down well. You can throw it just in the bottom of your bag, and all of your gear can kind of just like smush it down. I think they were like $5 at Meijer, and the cases were, $3 or $4 or something like that. Those work out well. They're really nice to have in a hammock as well. Hammocks. I usually bring a hammock with me. My wife and I are going, and we can handle the extra weight. This is a double nest, and this is a single nest. Just standard hammocks. It's nice just to have a place to sit down. Or if you're out hiking and you can't find a camping spot, you can always throw one of these up. I don't bring a tarp with me, especially if I'm bringing the hammock or the tent. because I don't really intend on sleeping in a hammock, although it is super comfortable. Yes, and on from there, sleeping pads. I always bring some sort of sleeping pad with me. This is one option that I have. It's called the Thermarest Z-Lite. Works really well. It's really nice to throw in a hammock too. It'll keep you a little bit warmer, keep the breeze off your back. Less than £1. I think I paid $40 for that. Maybe a little less with coupons and stuff. Normally what I like to use though for the tent is this inflatable air mattress. Brand name is Big Agnes Aircore SL. It inflates to about, I don't know, 4 inches thick maybe. And it's nice. Sarah doesn't like it. It's not quite as wide as she would like, but I think they're 20 inches wide, but it's kind of what you get for having being able to fit it in a tent. You can get extra wide ones, but I don't know. I don't want to carry the extra weight. I think this is still less than £1, if not right at £1. But it inflates. You can probably inflate it in just a couple minutes just by blowing into it. It's pretty quick. Let's see here. Where should we go from here? Well, why don't we just do backpacks while we're at it, and we'll get into the other nitty-gritty little stuff. This is my bag. It is a Gregory Savant 58 is the name. Here's the model of it. Cool thing about this bag is that it can be top loading, so you can get to it from the top, or you can get to it total front load, so you can open this all the way up and get to everything in it. This is a $200 bag is what it lists at. I think I paid $100 for it just because they were on clearance. It's pretty comfortable. I wouldn't say it's like super comfortable, but it gets the job done. I'll probably upgrade to an Osprey later or something else that I like. Yeah, it did come with a rain cover, which is sweet. So this thing just kind of, you know, when your bag's all loaded up, you can throw it on top. Works really well. I haven't had to use that yet, but I put it on there with my bag all loaded up, and it seems like it would do a good job. This is Sarah's bag. It's a Gregory as well. Jade 50, but this is the extra small size, and I think it's actually around 40 liters, I want to say. It's adequate for what we do. Be nice if she had something a little bigger, but this is actually one of their pretty high-end models. I think this is around $240, and I think we paid $140 for it. She likes it though. I don't know. It's fine. If I usually, well, I guess sometimes I bring this with me. It's kind of nice if you're camping and you got all your stuff set up, but you don't want to take your big backpack. I have this bag. It's called the Marmot Compressor, and it's really no frills anything bag, cinch top, but the thing is only like 12 ounces or something like that. I'll use this just for a day pack, and I could even throw enough stuff in here to do an overnight trip with a hammock. I've strapped the sleeping bag to the bottom of this, just with some Night Eyes twist ties. They tend to work really well. I'll hook my dog up to it with this, or my dog's leash. Works pretty well. The really cool thing about this is there is a slot for a hydration bladder that you can stick in there. And it's got this foam insert that you can pull out, and it gives some padding. But the other thing that's really cool about this, and you can fold the entire backpack. Here, I'm going to set you down for a second. You can fold the entire backpack right into the lid of this, and just throw it in your bag. And a lot of times what I'll do with this is we'll load all of our food in this. Not all compressed up like this, obviously, but we'll load all our food in this, and I'll hang this in the tree The food will be in a Ziploc bag. Big Ziploc bag as well, but there you go. That folds down into that. And we'll hang this in a tree at night, 100 yards away or something, just to keep the food out of, our tents and stuff. Anyways, I really love this bag. This bag's got hundreds of miles on it. I've used it more than my actual backpacking backpack, just for day trips and stuff. But Marmot compressor, around 40 or 50 bucks. Sometimes you can find them cheaper, last year models. Love that thing. All right. I always bring a pair of flip-flops with me, just for around the campsite. Something from Old Navy, or I think I got those at Gap for like $3 or something like that. I always have a rain jacket. It's Patagonia. Don't remember the model name. Torrent Shell, I think is what it is. It was around $100, but I bought that for biking also. Works well. Let's see. Let's get into food. Cooking, cookware. Alright, so let's start off with, let's see. Let's just start out with this. This is called the GSI Micro Duelist. And I've got this big long spoon in there in case we need to stir anything, in these freeze-dried pouches at all. That was cheap. That was like from Walmart or something, a couple bucks, but it's lightweight. I usually keep that in here. But anyways, GSI Micro Duelist. Let's see if I can get a shot of the name on it. This thing's pretty cool. I have to set you down and pull this out. So what you get is this, which they say you can use it as a sink. I've never actually done that. You fill it up with water. It's waterproof, so you can clean your stuff off with it. And handle folds down. This lid has straining slots in it, so you can, if you were going to cook pasta or anything, you could just easily strain it out. Little tab so you can pull it off. Inside, this is what you get on the inside. So use your pot, plenty big enough. I think it's a little bigger than what I need actually, but this is a set that they claim to, duelist for two people. Little sip top lids that come on here. Those pop off. And then these two nest together, and this is like an insulated, mug, I think is what they call it. I usually leave these at home. I don't know. I just need you have use for a bowl, pretty much. This is the bowl. Really simple. Something you could easily get at the dollar store, even if you don't want it. This is like $50 set. I'm not 100% sold on this. I think it's a little bit more than what I need, but yeah, those just nest in there. Your lid goes on, and you can kind of cinch it down with that thing, and it goes back in here. So yeah, pretty high quality stuff. Cleans out really well. All I've really done with it is boiled water and made rice, so works for that. Yep. This is another option. I don't always bring this with me. This is if I were just doing like an overnight thing and just wanted to boil some water. This is like a $10 or $15 just aluminum, pot. Really easy, really lightweight. This will nest inside of it. This is a 3.9 ounce ISO Pro that I used with my pocket rocket right there. That'll nest inside, which is kind of cool. Saves some space. Handles fold in. Lightweight. That works well. So I'll show you the pocket rocket now. I still keep it in its case. Adds a little weight, but it just keeps it protected. So I can get the lid off. Okay, so here is the pocket rocket. It's really simple. These little things just will fold out. You can put the pot on it, and I keep a lighter in here as well. Yeah, basically this just threads right on top of a ISO Pro type thing, and we'll even light it up here. But yeah, you just fold this stuff out. On goes your pot, or your bigger pot. Boom, there you go. Super quick setup, super easy to use. You just open the gas valve a little bit. Jeez. Let me do this one hand. There you go. Hot. Works well. Really like this thing. Jetboil makes some pretty cool stuff. They're a little more expensive. I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks for this thing. You can even get cheaper ones than that. I've seen some on Amazon that are copies for around $20 that seem to have pretty good reviews. Might not be as small, but that's alright. I'll take this. It's worked out really well. Boils water, I don't know, maybe not even 5 minutes. Flatware, not flatware, silverware, plasticware, whatever you want to call it. I use these Light My Fire spoon fork dealios, lightweight, cheap, couple bucks. They've worked really well. Usually just end up using the spoon end of that. See, I keep a lot of stuff in Ziploc bags just to keep it organized. It keeps it clean in case I have to get it out. I don't really have a good spot to set things. I like to do that. For cleanup, really like these blue shop towels, and I got to restock this after our last trip. These blue shop towels really work well. They're durable. They're lightweight. Then what I keep in here is, in case I'm really super lazy, I keep a backup gallon-sized Ziploc bag that I can just throw like the bowl and stuff in. If for some reason I don't have time to clean it or don't have a good spot to clean it at the time, I can just throw them in here and throw them in my backpack dirty, and I can clean them later. I'll keep that with the food at night. Here's a little Nalgene bottle that I filled up with camp soap right here. Biodegradable, and this is only a couple bucks. Fragrance free, but you can use it hot, cold water, dishes, giving yourself a bath works well. You only need a tiny little bit of it. I got this hand scraper. It's an MSR. Little brush thing on here, kind of helps clean up. I don't think I've even used this just because I only tend to boil water so far. But it comes along with me just in case. Yeah, so there's that. Trash is another thing. I got these giant Ziploc bags on Amazon for a couple bucks. I think these are, I don't know, 3 to 5 gallons, something like that. Anyways, if you got a bunch of trash, especially if you're eating a bunch of these on the trail, these they'll zip up and they'll keep all the nasty stuff on the inside. But this is just really nice just to throw, garbage in, Kleenex, any little crap that you have that you don't want to get everywhere. I like to use that. I'll also keep food in this, inside of this bag. Just try to keep the scent down and prevent anything from spilling and leaking all over my other stuff. Yeah, let's, mountain house stuff. Trowel, cheap, Amazon, a couple bucks. Use that for your poo. Toilet paper. Actually, I'm gonna leave this over here because we'll talk about this stuff next. Just a full roll of toilet paper. Always bring enough toilet paper. Let's see. Alright, well, my video cut out on me, so I had to kind of start over again just for this last little bit of stuff. What I was going to say is we'll go over this bag next. This bag goes everywhere with me, even for day hikes and, just traveling in the car and everything. This is kind of like my go bag, basically. And all this stuff will fit into here. It's a 4-liter Sea to Summit bag. It's waterproof, cinch top. I really like it a lot. It's durable. We'll start down here. I always have some bug spray. This is called Natrapel. It's a little different than DEET. It uses picaridin as the main ingredient. Works well for everything up here, and it doesn't melt plastic like DEET will, and it smells better and doesn't leave you all greasy feeling. So, like that. First aid kits. I'm not going to break this down, but I make my own first aid kits. The first aid kits you can get in the store are expensive, and I don't think they're very well put together, at least for, this stuff has a lot of, handle big cuts and anything like that. Just a little extra stuff in there, but I can make a separate video on that. I just bring some Carmex, survival waterproof matches, the whole thing of those. Haven't used those yet. Hand sanitizer, compass, extra backup batteries. I like lithium batteries, they last a long time and they're pretty lightweight. Little tiny trash bags. Most time just use these for my dog, but they work well for everything. I always bring at least 50 feet of paracord. Works well for hanging your food bag. Some earplugs. I don't sleep very well outside, so I use those. Some hand wipes. Those are really nice. Kind of do lighting products. Actually, I did forget to bring one down. I'll grab it in a second. Headlamp. Should have a good quality headlamp. This is just a backup flashlight. I used to everyday carry this, but I don't anymore. It's called the Streamlight Stylus Pro. That always comes. Leatherman Juice multi-tool, in case you need pliers or anything. And I always have just a pocket knife. It's called the Kershaw Skyline. It's a pretty cheap knife, around 35 bucks, but it's really sharp because I hardly ever use it. So this stays in my bag. I always have a good high quality knife with you. I don't bring a big survival knife just because I don't intend on making fires most of the time. So just having that works well, something lightweight. You have a cell phone charger. This will fully charge my Galaxy S6 twice. Plus a lot of times I'll bring my GoPro with me and I can charge that. This is my backup filter. Sawyer squeeze system with the Sawyer Mini. This is just in case type thing, and it's a backup to my main filter, just in case that were to get clogged. Okay, found my lantern. There's a black diamond little orb thing, which is pretty cool. I just hang this in the tent at night. It's easy on the eyes and it's dimmable, because usually you don't need very much light when it's really dark, at least in the tent, just to find stuff. It's worth the extra weight for me to carry this. Really like that. And I think that wraps up this bag for the most part. And so all that's left, I think, is my water setup. This is kind of an overview of everything. This is my smaller bladder that I have. It's called the Platypus Hosier 1.8 liter. I think these are around $18. Really simple and basic, lightweight. That just threads on there. And I did install these Sawyer Quick Connect fittings that I'll show you later for adapting my filter to it. These do have, I did install the mouthpiece covers too, which are nice for keeping crap out. Really glad I did that. This is the Big Zip, Platypus Big Zip. 2 liter. I probably would have gotten a little bit bigger one for myself because it'll fit in my bag. I really like this one. It's got a quick connect fitting down here versus just the thread-on cap fitting, which I do like. It's a little bit easier to snake into your backpack too. This one came with a shut-off valve too, so if it's leaking a little bit, you can just twist that and shut it off. Or another alternate option, which I don't backpack with this, but you could if you don't want that. Holds 96 ounces of water. It's around $7 on Amazon. Nalgene canteen. Use this just for traveling too. We'll just leave this in the car full of water and have something when we get back to the car. And for my filter setup, basically I'll fill this squeeze bottle up from Sawyer. This is a 32 ounce one. I usually keep 2 of these. My filter setup, fill this up with dirty water. What I'll do is I'll throw a funnel. This is a little collapsible funnel I got. open. So this will sit into here, and I'll, if the water's really mucky and dirty, I'll put a coffee filter in here and kind of get a lot of the sludge out of it. I actually haven't had to do that yet, just because it's all been on Lake Superior and been clean. A little cup for scooping water. Fill this up, and this hose will thread onto here, and this will quick connect right into my filter, and then that filter will quick connect. I'll just disconnect the mouthpiece right here. The filter will plug right into here in my backpack, so I don't even have to take this out or anything to filter. I don't have to pump anything. All I do is just roll this up and push all the water through. And I've got a syringe just in case I have to back flush this at all, in case it gets clogged. But I always have that backup filter with me too, in case this gets clogged or anything. And that all goes in this waterproof Ultrasil Sea to Summit bag. Keeps everything dry in my backpack. Works well, and I'll show you all this stuff hooked up here next. Alright, so this is my pack, fully loaded. Like I said, weighs around 20 pounds, dry weight, so there's no food, no water in here. I know I still got lots of room for clothes or food, and I don't have it compressed down or packed the best either. I could definitely do better, but this would get me, depending on how much food I need to bring with me or how much clothes, I think I could probably do 5 days easily with this. I would like a little bit more room, and I'd probably be a little picky if I was going for 5 days about stuff I need, but usually there's 2 of us going, and I can delegate a lot of the stuff. We share between 2 people, which is really nice. So yeah, anyways, I'm going to show you how my water filter setup works. So here is the Sawyer squeeze. I'll lay this down so you can see it. So this will get filled up with the dirty water. You just thread this cap on. We'll go through the hose, and this is a quick connect fitting for the filter. So basically, this is all dirty water, and I'll just come over here, and with this in my pack, I'll just unclick the mouthpiece and plug in the filter. See if I can get it with one hand. Yeah, that's it, right there. So I don't have to take anything out of my bag. I can sit up here and roll this into it, and it'll take 2 or 3 times, well, more than 2 times, to fill that up, but there's enough pressure in here, to kind of expand your bag. Whereas a gravity system, it'd take quite a bit of time. So this is really quick, and it's small and lightweight. That's the remaining stuff over there. I really like this setup. In it, if you can get other people just to, in your group, if you're going with multiple people, just to buy these quick connect fittings, yeah, it's freaking awesome. And then if you want water to cook with or anything, you can just easily fill this up and then just, hang this in the pot and just squeeze some into the pot, as you need it. But yeah, and then you just hook your mouthpiece back up and you're good to go. So yeah, that's about it. And that whole bag of all this stuff doesn't take up too much room, and I usually just throw it right on top of my bag. So it's quick and easy to get to. And I'll show you, I strap the tie back cover to the outside. It just keeps all the dirt on the outside, and everything on the inside stays clean, so I don't have any, the only thing that sits on the ground is the tie back cover, and keeps my bag and everything else clean. So yeah, now that you've listened to me ramble on forever, that's my stuff. Thanks for watching.